Let's go to another group who is really kicking here in New Brunswick. And they're getting a lot of exposure outside of New York, outside of New Brunswick, pardon me. They pretty much blew away the limelight last summer. Matter of fact, the same day this show debuted. And it's sort of like a cyber grunge punk in your face and leave me alone attitude that they have about themselves. They have a few personnel changes over the past couple of years. They started out as a power trio, then they added a singer, then they lost a drummer, then they lost another drummer, and I think the group is stabilized now. And because through it all, the group had managed to keep that same strength. I mean, I think these are one of my favorite bands coming out of New Brunswick, and you want to see why? Well, here's Transilvia for you.
This is the taboo question for me, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What do you consider your music to be?
Cyberpunk, grunge, metal, alternative,
industrial
type stuff.
Blend of heavy music. I don't want you to realize that you're coming in and standing in the club, we should take you someplace and, give you a new experience.
It's like a strange but pleasant dream.
Yeah.
You can help us out by certain rituals before the show, but that's up to you, that's not up to us.
Yeah, I mean, we've come a long way, I think, and I mean, we're still young, considering we got together 3 years ago, and this lineup's not even 3 months old, this current lineup,
Settled yet.
We haven't even had a singer, fourth member of the band, for a little over a year, So it's kind of like we're still coming into our own.
Well, I formed it with Roger Craven, who was our first drummer, in 1989. And we started off with a four-piece, which fell apart eventually. Over time, added members, Jeremy being the first member that we added on bass, and we played as a power trio for about 2 years. And pretty much formulated our style then, as far as, what we wanted to write about and what kind of sound we wanted to have. And pretty much have kept that through the whole thing, kept that style, with various additions to it because of new members, Dale Whitaker being one.
And I think our music's the same exact way. There's nothing about it that's really categorizable, let's say.
It has a lot to do with the change, the trans
aspect of it.
We had like Latin classes, trans.
Heavy Latin classes, but yeah, and I mean, one thing I guess we should stress, or I'd like to stress, is that we're not rock and roll. We try to stay away from, I think too many bands have beaten the genre of rock and roll.
We don't really like rock and roll.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Let's go to that extreme.